Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makabadash. I'm going to want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel, brother, from the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson through the spirit. I was watching the elder priest, Zahab, out of Mississippi, and he did a very edifying lesson, and it was, it really made me stop and think about just the number they did on the Israelite man. We're focusing on the men, all right, because the Israelite man has been totally depleted, destroyed, and stripped of his rulership, his mindset, his strength, his masculinity, until beta male boys, like it's a movie called Baby Boy. You had this guy by the name of Jody, and all Jakes are familiar with it because they play that shit on BET like 5 days out the week. They give you niggas BET, and then, you think that you're on top of the world. But basically, man, Baby Boy is based on this guy, Tariq, by the name of Baby Boy. And what happened was, I think he was like 22, maybe 21, 22, 23. But he was a mama's boy, His mother took care of him. He lived with his mother. Had baby mamas, fucking other women on the side, all types of craziness this guy was involved in, because he had a little boy mindset, and he didn't grow up to be a man because he didn't have the proper guidance, and that's the truth with majority of the Israelite men in today's society, okay? When you look at men in today's culture, they're effeminate, they're angry, they're emotional. Okay, they hate other Jakes. They take shit from women. A lot of them are womanizers in the left way, in the wrong way, so to speak. And the list just goes on, man. And it's really sad because they really have an agenda to destroy our manhood, man. And it started dawning on me, and I started getting angry because it's like we've known this and we see it every day. But when you look at it, you have no place of rest. You don't have any time to reset. The jobs is always on your heels. You have to live up to everybody else's standards. You have a mere obligation of being a man in the society when the society didn't equip you with the tools you needed to be a man. So basically, Jake, you're playing with the broken arm and foot. Okay? It's like when you young, you know how we all got siblings. Like you got a little brother sometimes that annoys the fuck out of you because he wants to play the video game with you. So what you do, you basically give him a controller and you unplug it and make him think he's playing a game, but in reality, he's not even moving. Or it's like the computer playing and he think he's doing something, but he ain't winning, and it take him a minute before he catches on to it. I used to do this shit to my brother all the time because he just irritate me. We be playing the game, and it take him like 15, 20 minutes before he realized that he being played. And that's the same thing with us today. Like, we're playing a game on handicap mode, like for real. Like, you know how you set your handicap up? Your handicap mode is -20. Like you're playing in a game that's designed for you to fail, bro. From the women has been weaponized. The kids have been weaponized. The system has been weaponized. And I'm noticing as well, a lot of Jakes are in a higher tax bracket than women. You know what I'm saying? Also, what I found out is that to fund the woman's lifestyle, we're actually taxed more to fund these women's lifestyle, these political social movements like feminism, the Me Too movement, all these particular cultural, so to speak, spectrums, or these social spectrums that hunts the world today. We're actually funding these things. The government have took money from us in order to put it into these movements to fund these women's behavior. But then again, they turn around and say, oh, I need a man to provide for me. What do you mean? We finance your trip to Dubai. We finance your OnlyFans. We finance your car. Because without us, you wouldn't even have a playing field to even work. So we are providing for you in a sense, okay? But all these things have been built up on the Israelite man's back, man. And it's just pure hell. It's unfair, and we got to get out of here, man. So the name of the video is called Jacob is Not Basic, Jacob, You Are a Ruler. And that speaks violent. Like, this is probably one of the best videos I've seen since I've been in the truth. And I'm not even going to cap. And I'm not saying that to say that I haven't seen. I've seen a lot of good videos, but this video really hit home, and I encourage you brothers to watch it, man. It really hits home because the brother really tapped on certain points that made it make all sense, man. Okay, Jake has been playing a game that's been designed for you to fail. Okay, who's calling you the king and the ruler of the world? Everywhere you go, you have a weird look. People look at you. And I mean, you got, okay, put it to you this way. Jake has been given the tools to destroy himself. Okay, and when he integrates in society, everybody knows that. So it's kind of like one of those, okay, get alone or be alone type ordeal. And people just accept it. But back of their mind, they're like, okay, we've conquered this, man. But when it comes to us, it's a different ballpark, man, because I'm noticing the attitudes towards it. Like, people hate us, like they hate us, man. But at the same time, they can't do anything but gravitate towards our dominance. Like, we was at the camp this week, and I made an example of a woman on the phone just walking carelessly. And, you know, I was speaking to the brothers and, you know, she heard it. So she basically flipped me off. So reality, I called her a bitch, you know, to, you know, just fucking with our mind, man, because I don't have respect for American women, you know, and this is not a downgrade to you sisters out there and people that may have our best interests, but I don't like American women. I can't stand the Babylonian woman. I hate her with a passion, okay, because she needs to be humble. And enough is enough, okay? It's like part of me feel like I have to be away from it because, you know, I just don't want to get too zealous, you know what I'm saying? So I called her, I cursed her out, and then she flipped me off, and, you know, I laughed it off, whatever. So me and the brothers, we went to a little bar later on that night, and by fucking coincidence, the bartender that we was dealing with, she pointed us out of the lineup. She say, I saw y'all earlier. I'm like, what you talking about? She said, yeah, she said, yeah, you called my friend a bitch or something. She said, yeah, you called my man. And she was talking to all of us. She's like, yeah, y'all cursed my friend out. I'm like, who was your friend? Because the chick was recording us and shit. And then I guess she showed her friend that because she was hurt. But it's just the fact that the woman, she was kind of like, she wasn't even disrespectful like the bartender. She was cool. Like, she was really vibing at the same time, you know. But she still had that kind of distance, but in her spirit, you can tell, like, she was like, yeah, these men are the real men. These are real men right here. These are real men right here. You can see it in her spirit. And I'm like, you know, brother, like, man, well, look, we the good guys. And she said, yeah, I know. So certain people realize traits in us, but overall, these people hate us. Prime example. And this is why I don't like taking self-defense with heathens or with people that's not in the truth. Like, me personally, I would prefer that the brothers in my camp get into the martial arts so we can train among each other and we can save money that way. I don't like training in schools like that no more because I can't connect. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to connect with people in there. You got some cool people in there, you know, we do things, but I feel like we're at a disadvantage, okay? Because me personally, I like to have that special relationship type with the instructor. Then I like to because, you know, that's how Jake excelled. You know what I'm saying? I was never the type of dude that anybody wanted to take under the wing. And it's not that they didn't want to, but nobody never really said, hey, come here, let me train you up. I had to learn everything on my own type shit. You know what I'm saying? So having a relationship with an instructor like that, that's very essential for me, you know, because it helps to stay focused in the mind. So I go to the class yesterday and stuff like that because I haven't been in 2 weeks, you know, just working, I don't want to be around that type of dynamic. It's just really draining for me to be around women, Edomites, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I know that they take this shit to fuck Jacob. But in my mind, that motivates me because I'm like, yeah, y'all think y'all gonna do it. So I go to class yesterday and shit, you know, I walk in and we doing our drills. So I go stand against the back wall with all the other students and, you know, you got women in there and this bitch, I mean, she just kind of like defied me, you know what I'm saying? She kind of like bumped me almost. And back in my mind, I'm like, man, I can beat the fuck out of you right now. Because like, that's just real disrespectful. I just kind of looked at her like, bitch, the fuck you think you doing? So she kind of like bumped me, like kind of like disregarded my space like I wasn't even there. You know how like when you look at something that's like, why are you even here? Type shit. But I don't even fuck with these people. I don't even give them any bad vibes or anything. I just go in there and do what I do and leave. But I felt the hatred and the disdain, and part of me got so pissed off to the point I was like, you know what? If I was to take this woman and really, it would really snap her fucking neck. I would have to fight everybody in this school. And that's the fucked up part about it, man, because it's just like, okay, you go to these places, and I know I'm all over the place, Shalakia, but you go to these places, and you got these men, these weak-ass beta male men in these places learning this art to protect hoes like that. You know what I'm saying? And it really irks my spirit to the point I don't even want to go back to that school no more, man. Because I feel like I can't really learn and grab what I need to grab from it because it's too much a distraction. Women in there with leggings on, they're grappling with men, they laughing, he. Then you got Edomites in there, and you got niggas in there that think they tough because they got blue belts and, you know what I'm saying, and brown belts and all that shit, man. And it's like, enough is enough, man, you know. So they've really fucked our people over, bro, you know. And you Israelite, man, they've done a number on us. And I see why Yahweh Shah is so pissed off at what they've done to his men, his brothers, man. You know, so let's get a couple of precepts. Salakia, didn't mean to rant like that, but I had to really get that off my chest. But also, the brother mentioned something called the beta orbiter, and we're going to get into that too. But let's get this here. Lamentation, the 4th chapter. Let's start at verses 1. It says, how is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out at the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. How it is esteemed as earthen pitchers. Right, man, because at a point in time, everybody knew and feared the Israelite man. Now when people see Jake, they either fear him in a bad way, or they don't want nothing to do with him, or they want him away. Even when we see Jake, we don't even want to be around Jake because of the folly. Like it said here, earthen pitchers. How have you how have you become something detestable like this, man? It's to the point heathens don't even want to deal with it. And it's so crazy because they give you the poison to kill yourself. And then when you take the juice, then all of a sudden, then everybody is looking at you like you just a piece of shit. But wait a minute, man, you gave me the fucking poison. You know? And the thing of it is, if Jake knew they was drinking the Kool-Aid, they wouldn't have drank it. But they didn't know because they grown up with single mothers, bitter mothers. Okay, the fathers was in the streets or locked up. Or the father grew up with a single mother that couldn't teach him how to be a man. So those attributes didn't go down to the kid. Then before you know it, the kid gets in the streets, start doing hood ninja shit, get locked up, want to become a rapper or something, or a thug, and then it's a repeated cycle of violence. Yesterday I was watching a video of a fight that went down in Chicago on the red line, as usual, and they had like securities and the K9 unit out there. But they just letting these niggas fight. I mean, these niggas was fighting for like 15 minutes. I mean, just on a train, just getting just reckless, bro. Women too. And I'm just like, wow. Then I mean, these kids had to be like 15, 16, 17. Like, where the fuck is the parents at, man? But this is what they see Jake as. That's them curses, you know? But it says here, the precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. We was compared to fine gold at a point in time. You know, and we're going to get that glory back. But damn, this has been a fucked up but necessary experience, man. Even myself as a so-called black man or man of color, I've experienced a lot of these disadvantages in life, and I still experience them. And I'm sure you brothers do too. You know, when I go to work, there's always a plot against you. There's always manipulation. There's always somebody gaslighting you. You know, it's like the puppet strings never stop. You know, people appear to vibe with you, but reality of it is they're looking for you to walk into a snare so they can say, aha. You know, it's all just a play on the psyche. And you got moles around here. I mean, the fact that a black man walks around with a dress and high heels on, that's enough to say that the agenda has totally worked. Okay, so I looked up beta orbiter, all right, and I've seen this a lot in life. And honestly speaking, a lot of them niggas or them clowns I train with at my gym, a lot of these men are beta orbiters. Now, you know, some guys in there are real cool. You know, some of them are cool. I ain't got a problem with nobody personally in there, but the atmosphere is not one of that I don't feel like I will thrive in an atmosphere like that. I feel like in my case, I can be a lot greater than what I am if the atmosphere wasn't as fucked up. But see, that comes with me mentally overcoming it. And sometimes it's just the mental game ain't really on point. Like yesterday, the mental game was not on point at all. You know, the mental game was through, but that comes and goes, you know. And that comes from being totally depleted of resources and support in America, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie, when your mental ain't functioning on all cylinders, you fucked up. Like I'm in class. I'm fucking up basic moves that I've done before. I can't even seem to even catch on and get the moves, which it fucks with my self-esteem because, and I'm not saying like I'm trying to be prideful, but I pride myself in putting into art that I want to learn. And it really fucks with me, if I can't seem to get it. But Spirit, like, man, bro, it's just one of them days, man. You just gotta just dig deep and do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just do it, deal with it. Figure this shit out. And that's just the mindset I got. But overall, it just was not a good day, man. It's like, man, but when I see the brothers in Chicago training with each other, man, that's perfect because it's like there's no judgment there. There's nobody that secretly wants to harm you. There's nobody that's secretly plotting, or there's nobody there that want to see you fail, or that want to, look down on your abilities if you're good type shit. That you don't get that among the brotherhood, man. When you training with them, it's genuine and you learn from each other. That's what we need, man. That's exactly what we need because the brotherhood is everything. This is why the Yahweh Shai expressed the importance of brotherhood because we don't have it nowhere else outside of the brotherhood, man. You know what I'm saying? This fucking world is against us. Our women are against us. Our children are against us, man. You know what I'm saying? It got so bad to the point that, you got kids. They only deal with you when you want to send them money. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. I hear horror stories on how brothers have to deal with their kids, and some brothers had to walk away from their kids because it just was not clicking. But that man gets called deadbeat. He ain't doing shit, But yeah, he's financially supporting his family. So it's like you can't win here. You damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But a beta orbiter says a non-alpha male, which majority of these men are not alpha males. Okay. And what I realized about the whole jujitsu shit, back of my mind, I'm like, can none of these clowns in here implement this in a real street fight? I'm like, I'm guaranteeing it. It's just me. It's my competitiveness, man. I'm very competitive. Back of my mind, I'm like, I will fuck every last one of you up outside of this class. See, you have control. You have rules here. In the street, there ain't no rules. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get a chance to get me on the ground because I'm gonna break your fucking neck. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get one. It's just not going down like that. But back in my mind, I'm like, and these are the same people that's gonna be getting dropped in Jacob's trouble. And I mean, these are some races that, I mean, like, the men in there, I'm gonna tell you like this, the men in there, they don't like Jake. Okay, one of the head instructor dudes, he owns a tattoo shop. He got tattoos on his face. He's like a brown belt or some shit. He's been in the art for over 10 years. He did MMA, so you already know. And I mean, he could be a Jake. I mean, honestly speaking, he could be a Jake. Shit, but regardless of it, he got more of a redneckish type spirit to him. So, you already know he wants to kill niggas. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, yeah, well, eventually it will go there. Especially when all hell break loose, it will go there. There will be a lot of casualties in Jacob's trouble. But this is the point. But it says the non-alpha male who hoovers or orbits around the pedestalized women in the hope that they can get their foot in the door and get chosen or laid. Nah, we ain't playing them games, man. Fuck all that. And that's that spirit that your mama put on you. Oh, baby, make sure you treat her with respect. Here she's a low-life hoe. But I gotta treat this bitch with respect, all because you gotta put a JJ between our legs. You out your fucking mind, man. That ain't how we operate. I ain't doing that shit. When we went to grab some food at the camp, you had a table, 6, 7 Edomite women. You had one beta male simp. It's like, what the fuck is this all about? You know what I'm saying? And the chick like, well, he needs help over here. And I'm like, clearly he needs help because obviously I ain't going. And my thing is, I'm not finna waste my time on you if you ain't talking about getting it in. I ain't got time to play fucking house with you, man. Especially if you a fucking Edom. I ain't got time for that shit. I'm not finna sit up here and waste my time and talk to a bunch of women and we ain't doing shit. Like, that's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can reserve that. All right? And that's what brothers better get in their mind. Stop wasting time on these bitches if they ain't gonna do nothing for you, for real. Running after every woman you see. Stop fucking doing that shit, Jake, man. I can't stand when brothers do that, man. Like, stop. It ain't that deep, man. Tuck your fucking dick, but nigga, stop thinking with your dick all the time, Jake. and I ain't saying it ain't wrong to go talk to women, but like, damn, Jake, like, what the fuck? Stop chasing these fucking women around, man. Have some dignity. Fuck wrong with y'all, man. I be saying that shit, man, and it's just like, bro, what are you doing? Like, just chill the fuck out. Like, damn, just vibe. Come in, peep the scene, you know what I'm saying? And just sit your ass down and chill, bro. When you find a vibe, then you go deal with it. Especially if you ain't getting up with it at the end of the night. What are you wasting your time for, man? Like, Jake, start thinking, man, with your mind. Stop thinking with your fucking rod all the time. Damn, that shit pisses me off when I see brothers do that shit all the fucking time. And I get it, it's a young thing. We've all done it. But still, there come a time that you got to be a man, Jake. For real. Grow up, man. But it says the non-alpha male who hoovers or orbits around and pedestalizes women in hopes that they can get their foot in the door and get chosen or laid. It says the guy that is always cheesing in women's faces and liking their Facebook posts, such as a typical beta orbiter. And an orbiter is a person that's always around. Like they got something which is called, what is it, lower Earth orbit, or you have something which is called orbital. That's something like what they did with the constellations. How they say that the Earth orbits the sun and the moon, all that other shit. However they want to put it. Geocentric, I believe. You got heliocentric when they believe the sun and the moon revolves around the Earth. And then you got geocentric when the Earth revolves around the moon and the stars, you know, whichever. But it says a beta male who stays within close proximity of a female or females in hopes of eventually getting lucky. The beta orbiter's tactic is to befriend a female and proceed to give her constant attention via text message or social gathering. Nope, ain't gonna happen, man. Shit, hey, it ain't happening. It says she keeps them in a friend zone, but a beta orbiter falsely believes he is making progress. He may often trash talk other men she's trying to date, claiming she deserves better. So this is the mindset of a baby boy right here, okay? And they have played on the emotions and mindset of Jake's because, look, I looked up what they call the emasculation of black men, and clear who you have here. Look at this guy, man. But these are the stars, and these are the supposed to be alpha males of this kingdom. You see, look at this. These are men like we just read in Lamentations. You know, look at this. This motherfucker, Creed, this Michael B. Jordan character. Everybody would just so in love with Michael B. You know, when they saw him in Creed, when he got all big. In fact, he took peptides, steroids and shit to get that physique. He was naturally not a big guy. But you don't think him and Ryan Coogler was doing something? But this is your beloved black masculine male, you know, the emasculation of the so-called black man. And that's most of these celebrity Jakes, man. Like, why are you taking a picture with another man like this, like y'all dating? Same thing with Big Mama's house. You got Jamie Foxx. We know Jamie Foxx was a flaming mo. All the Marlon Wayne, all the Wayne brothers, all them are mo's. You know? Look at this. Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy. All that shit, man. The feminization and the emasculation of the black male image. And that was all done by design. Now, if you ain't nothing more than this, then you ain't nothing but a fucking, you know, you are detestable. This is how Jake's supposed to be among women and among our society. This is what they did to us, man. Now, this is the trend here. This is why you have emotional, effeminate gremlins out here doing what they do. All right? This is the book of Isaiah 51, and I'm going to start at verses... Yep, let's start at 17. It says, awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which have drunk at the hand of Yahweh the cup of his fury. This is the Lord's indignation, brothers. Okay, this is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah's judgment on our nation because we stopped keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And unfortunately, this has trickled down to pretty much every facet of society. Okay, even men in the truth, though brothers are not in that spirit, but we've grown up and seen things like this. You know, you got cousins, you got brothers, you got uncles, man. You got all types of stuff. You got friends in the world that adopt this lifestyle. You know, like this guy, Tyler Perry. I watched the Tyler Perry movie the other day, Medea's Boo. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want something to laugh at, you know. Here you go, Wesley Snipes, this big 7-degree black belt nigga wearing a wig. Come on, bro. You mean to tell me nigga can do all the martial arts in the world, but he's a mo? Wesley Snipes, right? Nino Brown, which Nino Brown was nothing but a product of Esau. But anyway, so I was watching Medea, one of the Medea movies. I didn't get through it, man, because it's folly. But I watched that shit, man, and I think he got a character that he plays, a man named Brian or some shit. But when you look at the character he plays, Brian, he act like an effeminate woman because his daughter was disrespecting him, saying, "No, you ain't going." I would have slapped the fuck out my daughter if she talked to me like that. Even his mom, even his baby mom, like, you got to put your foot down. You a man, put your foot down. But just his gestures, he was acting like a woman. Like Medea act more masculine than him playing a regular man. But that's the mindset. But yet black women loved Tyler Perry. You can't speak bad about Tyler Perry in front of a Jake woman, which they ain't doing nothing but making fun of you old women anyway. Sister Mabel, whatever the damn nigga's name was, that's making fun of you old black women, man. Tyler Perry's making fun of y'all, man. And he made billions of dollars doing it. But look at this. Tyrese. No, that's not Tyrese. That's Tate. What's his guy name? Tate Diggs or some shit. Not Tate Diggs. No, not Gibson. This Tate Diggs. Yeah, that's this nigga Tate Diggs. I think seen him in a long time. But look at this. And this is why the Lord got to bring the sword, bro. This is why America got to go. And everybody's in on that shit. Nobody's telling Jake, no. Nobody's telling Jake, nah, that ain't the way you do. And the ones that are telling Jake to become men are being silenced, man. But it says, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which have drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out. Golly. It says, there is none to guide her among all the sons whom she hath brought forth. Neither is there any that taketh her by the hand of all the sons that she hath brought up. Right. Jake have no guidance here, man. Okay. Jake has nobody telling them that they're the Israelites outside of us. And we're so discredited and so detestable among these people. They don't even believe it from us because the way we look, because we out there with garments, we got beards. And we don't have the most eloquent speech. So therefore, when we out here trying to bring hope to our people, they don't believe in us. Jake don't believe in their prophets. They don't believe in us, man. They don't see any value in the men of the Lord out there. We've been out there years, man. And the crazy part about it is, like, we've been out there teaching for years, man. And people come up and they deal, but you only had maybe a handful of brothers that may actually join the camp out of millions of people. That speaks volumes. But it says, these two things are coming to thee, but who shall be sorry for thee? Desolation and destruction, and the famine and the sword, by whom I shall comfort thee. But thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of Yahweh, the rebuke of thy power. Therefore hear now this, thou afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus says the Lord, thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou should drink it no more. Okay, but I will put it into the hands of them that afflicted thee, Salakia, which have said to thy soul, bow down that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground, as to the street, to them that went over. Basically, you're a doormat, man. You're just like you're just a walking doormat for these nations, and you're just a death sentence, man. Okay, but it says as wild bulls in a net. That's them gang bang. When I saw them Jakes fighting on that train yesterday, that's a good example of a wild bull of a net, man. Okay, let me show you a wild bull in a net. Hood fights. And I'm not going to play it because the violence. But these are wild bulls in the net. Late night hood fight at Quick Trip was brutal. Hood fights, see? Niggas. Greens Point hood fights. But see, YouTube will never take this shit down for hate. This is pure hatred against one. But when you're doing it to yourself, they don't give a shit. Drug-related shooting in Hudson caught on camera. Cleveland gang-related shootout capture on video. Alabama woman shoots boyfriend on Facebook Live. See? And it's always Jake, bro. This is why we need to get up out of here. All right. Um, what is this? Isaiah 42, maybe Isaiah 42 or Jeremiah 42. Give me 1 second, Salakia. It's there in the prison houses. Isaiah. Isaiah 42 and 22. Oh, I was there. So, yep, this is the book of Isaiah 42 and 22. It says, but this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for prey, and none delivered, and for a spoil, and none shall restore. Because you don't see Moab acting like this. You don't really see Chinese men effeminized like that, even though they're lower level heathens, and they're just there. But at the end of the day, you don't really have any movies of them I don't think I ever seen Jackie Chan with a dress on. He may have put on a dress one time. I don't know. I can't recall. But you'll never see Bruce Lee with a dress on, even though Bruce Lee was a Jake. Okay, you'll never see Donnie Yen with a dress on. You will never see that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Tom Cruise would do it because, he played Ethan Hunt. But, shit like that, you never really see stuff like that. You won't see Harrison. Well, I won't say Harrison Ford, but you won't see Clint Eastwood with no fucking dress on. None of that. It don't happen. You would never see Jet Li with a dress on. But you would see Terry Crews with a dress on. Okay, you would see fucking Damon Wayans with a dress on. And that guy Tiny Zeus, Debo, hey, he never adhered to that. And that's why Hollywood hated him so much, because he wouldn't put on no dress. He said, look, I don't do that stuff. He said it just like that. He said, look. He said, I don't do that stuff. He got the deep voice and shit, because he was like a real masculine type dude, but he was still typecast because he was just playing a bully, a grimy Jake, man. And he was always typecast. You would never see him in a movie as being a hero or the man that would restore grace back to his nation. But instead, he got to be beating somebody up. He got to be robbing somebody. He got to be hitting somebody's bitch or committing adultery or putting a gun in somebody's face. Being the big bad guy, because he's big, he's strong, and that's a typecast right there. You know what I'm saying? So they equate big buff Jakes with a threat, man. But men like Damon Wayans and Jamie Foxx, men like that, they're soft on the eyes, so therefore they can put him in a dress. And it's all acceptable, man. It's just crazy. But it says here, for a prey, none delivered, and for a spoil, none shall restore. Okay, so it says, who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear from time to time? Okay, for the time to come. Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not Yahweh, he against whom he have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient to his law. Therefore he have poured out upon them, or him. Therefore he have poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it had set on fire round about. Yet he knew it not, and it burnt him, and yet he laid it not to heart, because niggas don't even realize they're in a fucked up predicament. They just think, oh, well, this is just part of life. I'm a black man in the hood. This is what I'm supposed to go through. But you ever thought about it? You don't see Bill Gates in the hood. You don't see Harrison Ford. You don't see Tom Cruise in the hood. You don't see Matt Damon. You don't see none of these Edomite celebrities in the fucking hood living like a bunch of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Liquor stores everywhere. I was getting some work done on a whip yesterday, and I'm looking across the street. Here you got a Moabite establishment right in the middle of the hood. You know what I'm saying? Right in the middle of the hood. And yet you got liquor stores across the street, which is Jake's neighborhood. Liquor stores everywhere, GMO food, drunkos, winos that sit out of the store, that sit outside the store to open up at 7 o'clock in the morning, looking to get some beer, talking about the shit they did back in the fucking 80s, man. That's all it is, bro. And that will piss anybody off. The scriptures say oppression making the wise man mad. And unfortunately, we're stereotyped in this thing, because when we go in certain places, people have to really sit down and talk to us before they realize the difference. Now, they may be able to see the aura on us and our spirit, like, oh, these guys are different. But regardless of it, they have to really sit down and have a conversation with us to know Oh, well, these guys are cut from a different cloth. That's like the chick said, she said, y'all know y'all the good guys. She said, I know. And she was real cordial and cool. Actually, she looked like she wanted to get up with one of us, to be technically honest, you know, but them women, they be having dudes and shit. We don't even really fuck with them like that. But still, that's the point, man. But I'm going to end it there, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashimi, Yahweh Shai. Lord's will you were edified into the next lesson.